Thanks. How impressed are you, I guess, by the way that the boys were able to come out on top in a contest like that against the Swans?
Yeah, it was one of those games, wasn't it? It was like Federer and Nadal playing a game of tennis. One team would be on top and the other team would be on top. Well, we started well and then they got on top of us and probably had the better of the third quarter. Then the last quarter, we had a lot of shots. I think it was 10 shots to 3 and probably in the end deserved to win, marginally. But I just liked the character that we showed. You know, we talked about resilience. Funnily enough, before the game, we thought it might be a game like this, and it'll be an opportunity to show just that. And I thought, you know, particularly in the last quarter, to step up like we did, 15 points down, and play it in the way that we did. And we got on top of clearance. We got back on top of contested possession. Some blokes that had been down lifted, and it was a terrific team effort. The crowd was that loud that Cal Archie thought someone was chasing him down, so he kicked that last shot when he could have just ran into, and it would have been all over. But we had to have a bit of drama. But I thought we even handled the last minute and a half pretty well as well once we got in front.
Did you like the way you had to, like a couple of times in that last quarter, you overturned the deficit, but then they kept getting back in front a few times? Like, I guess the composure and to work your way back in front a couple of times when you trailed? Yeah,
absolutely. The boys never gave up, and neither did Sydney. You know, they don't. That's how they play, Sydney. They've got a great culture, great footy club, and they're a little bit unlucky. They lost a couple of blokes today in the game as well. That wouldn't have helped them at the end, I don't think, albeit we had Harris out of the game for most of the last quarter. But no, we knew Sydney would keep coming, and that's the second time in about 4 weeks now that we've done the same thing. We had that in the Melbourne game and then today. So it was a very finals-like game, tough, lots of mistakes. How exciting was it to watch Chad O'Brien in that last quarter jump up and take some intercept marks in all that pressure in his second full game of AFL footy. Some of our young blokes are getting some really invaluable experience at the moment, and they're standing up quite well in the pressure situations.
I guess, how important do you think it was that you got those 2 goals through Huey right at the start of the fourth quarter to bring that score right back, and that then obviously set up the remainder of the quarter?
Yeah, it helped, didn't it? It gave hope and it got the crowd loud, and we were able to build momentum off the back of that. He played an enormous last quarter. He played a terrific game, but he played an enormous last quarter, and he's really growing as a leader, because Dunks and Lockie were probably down a little bit today on their normal output, but others stood up. Rayner stood up, McCluggage stood up, so that's great. I thought Ashcroft got better today after a long time out of the game, so it's good. Hopefully, teams will look at us and go, oh, which one do you stop? Because those blokes have got huge capacity.
Do you feel almost powerless as a coach when there's a minute to go and it's that close?
No, there's certain plays that we have, not all teams have them when the game's close like that. We usually call a play when there's a minute and a half to go if we're in front, and it's really about locking the ball in and not letting it out, and trying to force stoppages time after time, and I think you saw that that's what we did. So, but I don't think we're unique in that. I think every club has a strategy for that sort of situation. It's just a sort of knowing when to call it. If you call it too early, it's pretty hard to defend it for too long. So we wait for as long as we can.
You just sort of glanced past Cam Rayner there, but his form's been on the rise probably since the middle of the season. What did you see from him today? And just his brute strength. I mean, that goal just before 3/4 time gave us a lot of hope. I think he's had 3 direct goal assists today. Had a fair bit of the ball, was influential at stoppage, tackled well. I think we've found a role for him that suits him. I won't go into what that role is, but I think we found what's his Cam's sweet spot. To take, and can you elaborate? I mean, you don't have to elaborate on the specifics of the role, but just how tricky it's been. I mean, it's been a conversation that's gone on for a lot of his career. Is he a better forward? Is he a midfielder?
Yeah.
How do you get the balance right?
It's mostly forward with a bit of stuff in the midfield and picking the right times to do it and all that sort of business. So, he's matured as a player. He's fitter now too than what he was when he first started, so he can actually get in there a little bit more. And he's learnt to use that brutal strength that he's got. Probably all I'd say about that.
Harris was really good sort of in that first half, and then he had to have that little break for the HIA and stuff. And you mentioned Shadow. I mean, how important was it, I guess, that whilst you had to have Harris away for a little bit, it didn't seem to affect the defensive end too much? No,
they did a good job, and Swans are a very good offensive team, so they give every back line they play against a good test. They stood up well. I mean, Ryan Lester led the team well. I thought Darragh Joyce played a good game today. He's probably played the best game he's played for our footy club, I reckon. He stood up. A lot. Darcy Wilmot, I think, got involved with a few intercept marks as well. So those young blokes who haven't played many games of footy are showing a lot very early in their careers.
You've obviously had some good wins in this streak, like against good opponents, particularly the ones on the road. But what does this one do for you, beating the top team and having to wrestle like you did to get there?
Yeah, look, it does a lot for you, for the culture of your footy club. I think just that resilience to hang in there and never give up. Not that we've ever been a team that's given up, but it just reinforces that, I think. It showed incredibly strong will to win and a strong mindset. Things hadn't gone our way since the first quarter, really. So to turn it around like that is a great sign.
So what did you, just speaking of that, like that second and third quarter, you seem to be getting entries, but not sort of felt like the start of the season when you couldn't capitalise on your entries. Like what are you telling them?
We were just haphazard with our delivery inside 50. I thought we didn't make good decisions with the ball. I mean, that can happen from time to time, and the Swans get good numbers back. But I thought last quarter we got better at that. So it was good that we could turn it around. Not every day is a perfect day. There was a lot of pressure in that game, it felt. That was pretty much how I saw it.
Thank you.